and JJ.
Hit it!
It's time for the Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in. The new drug today is what's turned out to be a pretty nice day here at the Players' Championship. Glad you're along for the ride. Frangie, Carline, and La Selva with you. The rain came through, but it wasn't bad. The rain came through. I got here probably right around the time it was raining, about 11:30. And as I was walking from the car, you felt it start to come down. So I kind of raced to the media center. Then it was raining really hard. You heard suspended play. And usually suspended play at a golf tournament means, oh boy, hopefully at some point they resume. They got to let lightning clear. The lightning sounder or siren goes off. So I ate lunch in the media center, figured I'd kill some time, walk out here. The next thing I know, they're back on the course. It was 19 minutes. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was 19 minutes, and they're back on the golf course.
They held them in place.
Yeah, so I saw our friend Lee Smith. Lee's going to try and stop by today. I'll kind of clarify that for you in a minute. But Lee's going to try and stop by today. But I saw him. He said, "Hey, we're in the clear." And I said, "You think?" He said, "No." He said, "All right, they have a tour meteorologist." And he said his tour meteorologist told him, no, that once that cell went through, I said, wow, because we were expecting downpours about 2 or 3. I mean downpours. We actually moved our radio operation to Mr. Chubby's, as you know, for both prime time and for Helmets and Heels, out of fear that the big one was coming, right? So they said, no, that one shower, and that was a pretty little shower, but once it cleared, there'd be some drizzles, but nothing else. And I tell you what, Hayes, I stayed out here the rest of the time, never left. We opened back up to 10 here at 10 Trucks on 10, and we're back on the golf course. And like you were saying during the handoff, it turned out to be a pretty nice day.
Yeah, I think so as well. So, I mean, hopefully if you haven't, if you were going to come out, the weather dissuades you, still come on out because, again, they're going to be able to go until about 7:30 tonight. So, I mean, we're talking
Right.
3.5 more hours of golf. And, basically they only got behind, to your point, by about 20 minutes. And so it really worked out about as beautifully as it could. Now, in terms of the conditions, it's interesting because now you would imagine that the stadium course will be a little bit more benign
Right.
moving forward now that it's taken on some water. Because you could tell they were really trying to, probably with my guess is because of the major talk and things like that, that they wanted to try and keep the winning number to a pretty low, or at least make it where it's difficult to make the cut and difficult to be under par this week. The rough has grown up, out more than what they've done in years past. Lee talked to us about that, and now I think you're going to see a much more forgiving course if you're playing well. But it's interesting, man. Scheffler is still wild off the tee. He was even today, certainly not a death sentence for his chances. But it's interesting. Rory, I think, has started to figure it out a little bit, but got off to a little bit of a rocky start. And obviously this morning we had the bombshell withdrawal of Colin Morikawa. Who
Did we?
Yeah, I don't know if you'd heard about that.
Withdrawal, yeah.
But yeah, he's out.
I just heard that just recently.
Yeah. So, obviously he was, a lot of people's pick to win the tournament. And so, yeah, it's been a wild first day here at the Players. But the good news is it's just a little rain, and it's going to be exciting to see. Maverick McNeely right now, the leader at 5 under.
Hey, who's a good player, by the way.
Good player. Obviously, this would be by far his biggest moment if he's able to stay in contention and conquer this course. But yeah, I mean, what a great story, Justin Thomas, who just, made his season debut last week at Arnie's event and really didn't play well at all. And so had very low expectations coming in, even though he's, won here before in 2021. But a 4 under round for JT today. So great to see that.
Did you see, I was at his presser. Did you see the look on his face?
No.
He was the most relieved guy. He said, he even said, man, I needed that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you're more relieved than you're exhilarated.
Yeah.
He said it right there in front of all of us. He said, man, I needed that. So
good for him.
So good for JT. So the scores are good. JT among those. Boy, Tommy Fleetwood's a good player. You know that he's 3 under. He shot 3 under for the day. I'll bet he has a huge year. I get this hunch he's going to have a big year. But you're right. It's I was able to walk all around the golf course. I spent some time in the Jaguar suite. Boy, they got a good suite. In case you're wondering, that's a nice suite.
I would imagine so.
That's a good suite. So I said there. But the good thing was. It was a comfortable day. I will say this: I was in a lot of the suites today. I was on the golf course today. I walked the whole course. I'll tell you this, Hayes. these people's spirits wasn't dampened by that. Now, it wasn't super crowded. It wasn't crowded around the tee boxes like it is sometimes, but it was a good crowd today. The drizzle started back again. So, but I agree with Hayes. I come out here and see it. It's a good day. Don't be deterred. And by the way, this is the end of the rain. I guess it could go back Sunday, where they're saying, but this is for the next couple of days, and it's going to cool off tomorrow. So tomorrow's really going to be comfortable. The next 2 days are going to be, I think tomorrow low 70s, maybe mid 70s by Saturday. The rain's going to be out of here. So now, don't go buy tickets because they're sold out for Friday and Saturday, but it's going to be a good day. I don't think there's any question about it. It's going to be a very good day. So certainly that's good. Lee Smith is on his way, by the way. We'll see him in a minute. He comes by in a second. So, all right, let's talk about what we doing here from James Gladstone. JJ, did you hear Colin Morikawa pulled out? Have you heard?
No.
Yeah.
Well, that means you must have lost.
Well, let me go through let me go through a text chain because it's spectacular. Okay, here's the spec. So Colin Morikawa pulls out after one hole. He played one hole. So I said, well, it's more fun if we all have a guy. So here's how it went. I said when JJ and Hayes, the grins they must have had when they were sending me these texts, they pulled out. Okay,
well, I was in the gym and I had it on my phone and I was like, "What? Colin Morikawa looks like he's off to the side talking to someone. Maybe that's his caddy, but no, it was a guy working on his back."
So let me take you through the text chain. This is me. I'll pivot because a lot of guys hadn't played yet. We're an hour in. I'll pivot to Shoffley if you guys allow it. If you guys allow it was just sort of a formality, okay? And then it'll be way more fun if we have all these guys. Thinking, yeah, Frank will just pivot. JJ, I don't care, but you can't take Colin or Xander anymore the rest of the season. I'm thinking, maybe he does care. Hayes, well, he was on the course, so I would say it's a loss. And then later on, if we had withdrawal protection, I would have taken Rory. But I agree with JJ. You can't have both guys. I'm like, well, so much for that recommendation. We didn't have withdrawal protection. Okay. I've never heard of withdrawal protection. I've heard of witness protection. I've heard of overdraft protection. I know if you're a young guy running the streets late at night, you need protection. Stay with me on this. Okay. But I didn't know we needed withdrawal protection. So my plea with my partners in crime here, the guy had only played one hole. Let me go to another guy. Because I care about the listener. This is about the listener. Because it's more fun. I would say you guys said, hell no, no chance, blank yourself no. Is that a safe answer?
Well, I put myself in, what would Frank do in this situation?
No, I would have what I would have done, I would have said, you guys have another. I would have done that but again, I'm about the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about the other guy. I'm not about
fairness.
Me. I'm a fair guy. Yeah. So I would have said, well, you guys pick somebody else because we all need to have three players. So again, I don't mind being a better person than the people I'm around. Okay, that's a burden I can live with.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, Frank, let me assure you that no one likes to win this way, except of course for me. No, I mean it's you know.
I think. Listen. I think. Listen, I'm gonna say
it's Loser Monday. Your guy, he's on the course. Listen. Yeah, I mean, what are we supposed to do?
He literally got last place.
And I've said this before. Not everybody you're going to hang out with are good people, okay? I mean, if everybody you hung out with were good people, life would be boring, okay?
It's so boring.
You need the good people, and you know what you need? JJ, you need balance, okay? So if I hang out with enough bad people, narcissistic people who only care about themselves and not about the listener, then I'm dealing with that, okay?
Look,
I think the listener's loving this right now.
Me too.
You think it's good?
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to say, you should, if you stay in the contest, you have to have somebody like Harry Hall or something. And you're like, Xander. I'm like, whoa.
I was waiting for one of you guys to, you know when a guy gets hurt, you get to pick the free throw shooter? Yeah. I was waiting for one of you guys to give me somebody. No, I didn't even get that, folks. I didn't even get that. I got hell no. You get the what was it? Withdrawal protection, okay? That's what we needed, withdrawal protection. So anyway.
You would have needed witness protection if you picked Xander and he would have beat me.
Anyone?
I would have found you.
That wouldn't have gone over well?
No.
That'd have been poorly received?
Yeah. And
is that what I'm saying?
Hayes is on this
JJ,
streak.
are you go ahead, JJ.
He's asking you, JJ, he was going to ask you, do you mind being a bad person like him is what he was going to say.
But Hayes is on this. This is an important historic streak that Hayes is on, and I just didn't want to risk that.
Well, and I'll say this respectfully too. To hell with Hayes. Okay, that's my answer. Go ahead. Make your lame point you're getting ready to make.
The lame point I was going to make is: does anyone think that if this happened to Hideki Matsuyama or Scotty Scheffler, that Frank would have said, you know what, pick somebody else.
I would have given you two guys.
Of course.
I would have given you. I would have said, I'll take one, and y'all pick. Y'all pick three because I feel bad.
Yeah.
But that's who I am.
Yeah.
You got to be who you are.
Yeah.
I might have even given you the win anyway.
Yeah.
And I probably would have gone to Bono's Monday and Tuesday. That's how I am.
For us.
Yeah, I would have gone both days. That's what I would have gone and done.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, you're bad people.
Yeah.
And
I think you should be mad at Colin Morikawa.
Well, first of all, I'll get to him.
He's
okay.
But what are the chances? Well, I get one hole. I mean,
that's amazing.
I
mean, again, like
so,
it was so bizarre. Like on a practice swing,
right? But anyway, so that's my luck. We're 1 hour into Loser Monday season.
Not even.
And because of my two losers who I partner with, and because of my bad luck, there's no drama the next 2 days. Don't y'all want a side bet just between the two of you? Maybe someone go to someone go to get someone go to get the coleslaw. Maybe. Oh goodness! All right. So anyway,
you know what's crazy is Scotty actually is playing so terribly that I'm like, man, I think I would have lost.
Well, anyway, so since I was going to take Xander for my own benefit, I am just going to see how he does against you two losers. I'll buy the barbecue, okay?
Yeah.
And but I'm just going to see how he does against you two losers. My guy played one hole. So anyway, I deal with bad people. Sometimes there's bad people in the world, and you know what? You have to deal with the bad people in the world as well. I've been planning that take for 3 hours. Give me a little credit.
It was well done.
Thank you very much.
It was very well done.
I appreciate that.
No apologies.
Lee Smith is going to join us in a minute to talk about the golf tournament, the golf course. I will say this. This course, I think it holds up. Your point's a good one, that I think it probably can affect people. It affect the play. But the reality is this course holds up. It is,
and really, there's no wind right now at all. It doesn't seem like it, at least. So, I mean, it should be, well, with it being a little bit more receptive, I mean, you could see something pretty special this afternoon.
So we'll take a break. When we come back, Lee Smith stops by. He's going to talk golf and more. We're just underway. Glad you're with us on a Thursday. Always brought to you by Stanley Pools. Lee Smith is here to talk all about this first day after this, so stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Feel the weight of tradition in every swing. 1010XL is your radio home for the Players' Championship with live Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teed up by Julington Creek Pest Control,
Jack's Outdoor Solutions,
and Firehouse Subs. The Players' Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard update.
I'm Max Fink, once again back with another Players' Championship update. This one brought to you by Renewal by Anderson and Green Acres Sporting Goods. The weather keeps teetering back and forth. A couple minutes ago, it was pouring rain, and now it looks like it's starting to clear up. And over here at 1010XL headquarters, the sun's starting to shine. So hopefully we're past the rainy weather for the rest of the day, and we can enjoy just that soft course. There's not too much wind out there, so we can see some players go low. We've had two players today start off with 3 birdies in a row. That was Justin Thomas this morning. He's in the clubhouse. He shot 4 under. And Sahith Theegala, he also started out with 3 birdies. First-timer William Yu, birdie 3 the last 4 holes. He's currently sitting tied for 5th place at 3 under par, joined by Tony Finau, Ludwig Oberg, and Tommy Fleetwood, Victor Hovland, Sepp Straka. So some big names atop the leaderboard. Don't go anywhere, because I think throughout the rest of the day, we're going to have some good scores with that course softened up. This has been another Players Championship update brought to you by Jack's Outdoor Solutions.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient. The only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit NimnickChevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles there since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities and all we're trying to do to give underprivileged kids a chance to play baseball. Treating you right, giving the most back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. Visit the showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at NimnickChevy.com. Remember again, who does it best? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy are serving up your daily dose of sports talk specials from scratch.
I didn't know you could.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford.
These are delicious.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years' experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
All right, Jacksonville, Florida summer doesn't ease in. It shows up angry. One day you're fine. The next day your AC is fighting for its life. If your unit barely survived last year, don't push your luck. Make the smart move now. Call Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Honest pricing, no surprise markup. With the Beat the Heat early special, you can save $500 off a new AC system. Don't wait till it's 98 degrees and everyone's scrambling. Call for your free in-home estimate today. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Get ready for Men at Work. And Toad the Wet Sprocket. Live in concert. Friday, July 17th, St. Augustine Amphitheater with Shonen Knife. Get tickets now at AXS.com. Don't miss Men at Work and Toad the Wet Sprocket.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
All right, our friend Lee Smith joins us. Frangie Hayes Carline here. He's the executive director here, and you got 1,000 things going, so thank you for squeezing us in.
Absolutely.
So we won't keep you too long, but you have to be pleased at, I'd say, dodging a bullet a bit. I was worried. You and I talked yesterday. I was worried that it was all coming. You were going to have a 3-hour delay, and then people are going to go home. And I saw you right after the rain stopped. I saw Lee right, and you go, "We're good." Your meteorologist said you're good. 20-minute shower, and they were back on the course in 19. I want to say. You got to feel good about the way this today played out.
No, absolutely. I think when we woke up this morning and took a look at what we felt like was going to be early afternoon, probably was going to be more like an hour or more with a little bit of delay or preface at the beginning of it to be not as serious, and then it just started to deplete the lightning and the band of showers. So no, it worked in our favor. What we thought was going to be a couple hours ended up being 20 minutes, and obviously this rain now is more of a nuisance than it is to a competition killer or something that stops the competition. So no, we're very pleased with dodging a bullet or maybe threading a needle was the most important.
Yeah, and basically staying on schedule, which is huge. Justin Thomas, a big storyline today, the 2021 champion here, 4 under. Great to see, because made his debut last week and obviously didn't play great at Arnie's event, but today, 4 under, 68, great round.
Yeah, past champion, that seems to obviously like this place, and like you said, didn't have exactly his best stuff the last couple weeks, and for that matter, I think he would probably say the last couple years. But coming here and maybe something that's a little bit familiar. And he came up here early. I think he was here this weekend, if I know right. So, a couple extra days on the property maybe helped his familiarity, and certainly it showed in his score today.
You could see it on his face, Lee. He was relieved. He said, "Man, I needed that." Did you see how in his presser? Man, I needed that, and good for him for feeling that way. He earned that. I want to talk to you a little bit about the players in a second, and then your expectations for tomorrow. But tell the story you were telling me during the break, that when it's all going on, you're in the weather booth. Take me through all that.
Yeah. So we have a on-site meteorologist that has all the technology, 3 computers in front of him looking at 3 different models that are at 3 different levels of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so he's looking at this storm coming through, and really we have myself from the event standpoint, kind of outside the ropes. We have our chief referee, Gary Young, for kind of representing inside the ropes. And then Wade Stetner, who's our meteorologist, and we're just obviously have a large communication tree. We have a color coding system, as I said yesterday, and it's really a kind of a joint communication focus that we're able to pass these messages around to all of our partners outside the ropes and obviously all the players inside the ropes. And no, it's a great communication and obviously was a great outcome for us.
I've told this story many times. I've probably told it to you, but Hayes knows the story. Your predecessor, Jared Rice, was one of the all-time good people. Jared's always smiling. I don't care where Jared is, he smiles. Wherever you bump into Jared, he's got a smile on his face. He's just a smiling guy. Do you remember the year it rained? He had the rain gear on
for 4 days,
and he had the rain gear on, and he was not at a good place. And I kidded him afterwards. I said, "It's the first time I've ever known you where you weren't smiling." He goes, "I wasn't smiling."
Yeah.
He wasn't smiling.
You know what's funny
so I
about
get
that?
it.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is after the 20 minutes, I ran into Jared.
Yeah.
And Jared said to me, he goes, "Of course, Lee Smith only gets a 20-minute rain shower, because of 2022 and how bad that was for him." But no, it worked out in our favor, and hopefully the next 3 days look good as well.
All right, tell me about the golf course. It got wet a little bit. How do you expect it to play? How will that be different? What are your expectations as we move to tomorrow? People going low. You know this better than anybody. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the golf course, as we talked about yesterday, was in a really, really good spot. And maybe even firmer than normal for an early week golf course. So, as long as this overnight, I know we're going to get, looks like some high winds overnight that could dry anything out. Hopefully no more precipitation. And then those winds are going to transfer, I think, to Friday, Saturday, in the form of 15 miles an hour or 20 miles an hour throughout the days. So I think as long as we don't get a ton more rain, I think the golf course will handle it. And then the winds will firm it up a little bit, and I think we're in for a good test on the weekend.
Maverick McNeely currently solo in the lead at 5 under. He's done for the day. Tell us a little bit about Maverick as a player.
I'll tell you, I'll start with Maverick as a person. In the past, Hayes, we have a 144 player field. This year we have 123 players. I get one postcard that says thank you for everything that the tournament does every year, and it's always from Maverick McNeely.
Wow, how about that?
The last 3 years. So, if that can help get Maverick, garner him some fans from maybe people that don't know him, but a really, really smart individual, had an amazing Stanford career. He flies to a lot of. He's a pilot. He flies to a lot of tournaments when he can. That are close to his home. I think he's still in Las Vegas. But really, really a great guy and a great putter. And so I think on the weekend, if he can obviously keep his ball striking together, but a really, really good guy.
We've talked about the guys. Taylor Moore has now caught him, so they're both at 5. We talked about, obviously, JT and others at 4. Boy, it's a good leaderboard. I mean, Tony Finau's on it. Ludwig Oberg's on it. I think Tommy Fleetwood might be as good a player as there is in the world right now. I think he is such a good player. Victor Hovland's on it. These guys are all 3 or better. Sepp Straka's on it. I mean, these are the good players now.
Yeah.
Today, this is a good leaderboard one day out, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've got, the afternoon players that maybe didn't catch a great break. They're catching it now because they've got some maybe a little bit softer and calm conditions, hopefully. But I think tomorrow morning, maybe they do get the break then to play tomorrow morning. So I think that'll kind of even out. But no, I bring up Tommy Fleetwood. He's been an apparel free agent over the last few weeks. And I don't know if you noticed today, but he played, he had a gold man on his shirt and he had a gold man on his hat. So he was,
I'll be darned.
He was playing in Players Championship gear today. So we were happy to see that and happy to see him play well.
That's awesome. I didn't see that.
That is really cool. And in terms of, we talked at great length every time you join us about Scotty Scheffler, obviously world number 1 by a mile. The Thursday first rounds have been an issue for him this year. He's even, so it's not like he shot himself out of the tournament by any stretch. But boy, that driver, he just, for a guy that never misses right, he just is missing right way more than what we're used to seeing from Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't, obviously something mechanically or with off the tee. Whether it's launch angle, spin rates, all of those types of things that just isn't coming together because it obviously with quite a few other clubs, he's handling it okay around the golf course. So I got a feeling he'll get that figured out and hopefully come out tomorrow afternoon and play relatively well.
All right, final thoughts. We're going to get you out of here. Final thoughts for people tomorrow. Any traffic recommendations? We've talked all about this. What kind of weather do you expect? People listening that are coming out, because Friday's a big day, sold out, and it's one of the most fun days. If it's a really fun day, a thought or two for people coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I would say get here early.
Yeah.
That's always the this morning. Our 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and 10 a.m. readings are significantly over prior years, and I think that helps people with navigating any traffic or any stalling out there on the way in. But yeah, it's going to be sold out. I think the weather's going to be fantastic. We may have some overcast and maybe just have an occasional shower, but it doesn't look like we've got any electricity or any storms blowing in the next 2 days. So I think Friday, Saturday is going to be electric, and as we talked about, hopefully the sun comes out on Friday afternoon and the talent inside the ropes.
What's the word? What was the phrase?
Oh, stronger than battery.
That's what it was.
And it will be.
Hopefully the talent inside the ropes
undefeated.
matches
in and
the
out.
talent outside
In
the ropes.
and out. Lee, you do a great job, and you always find time for us. Thank you. We appreciate that. Stop by tomorrow if you can. We're going to keep it wide open for you, but we also know how many responsibilities you have here. So congratulations on what's turned out to be a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
You got it. Thank you.
Lee Smith, the Executive Director of the Players Championship. More after this, so stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard update.
Max Fink here once again with another Players update for you. This one is brought to you by Surfside Pools and Spas and Lucas Tree Service. There's some company with Maverick McNeely, the leader in the clubhouse, is not solo anymore. Taylor Moore, another birdie, his 5th of the day, as he's tied for 5 under par for the lead with Maverick McNeely. So that'll make it interesting. We'll see if he can hold on to that, as the course is nice and softened up right now. We've still got a decent number of players like Justin Thomas and Russell Henley and Lee Hodges at 4 under, followed by another logjam at 3 under. Tony Finau, Ludwig Oberg, Tommy Fleetwood, Victor Hovland, just to name a few of them. And guess what? Scotty Scheffler is still on the range working on that driver. I think they're going to need a crowbar to pull him out of there It's really not normal for him to be missing like he is, the number one player in the world. But he's had a tough stretch of tournaments this year on day one. We've seen him struggle plenty. So we'll see if he can repeat what he's done earlier on and make it up later on in the tournament starting tomorrow. But for now, this is another Players Update brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number one Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity on your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Prosser here. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto in a matter of days. They had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact, didn't even need an appraisal, and with all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You can do it too. LoanPronto.com. Their rapid equity loan program can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it. Consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine. Pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier. Get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto today, 904-999-1500. That's 904-999-1500, or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Kubota keeps the job site running smoothly with the #1 selling compact excavator lineup in the world. Reliable, capable, and backed by strong dealer support. Stop by today to power up your crew. Right now, bring home select Kubota excavators with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800. Now through March 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit Coastal Equipment in Jacksonville and McClenny to reach your North Florida Kubota Superstore.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Shoot your shot with Prize Picks and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, every board that much more exciting. Don't miss this exciting chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Prize Picks. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. And now Prize Picks has early payouts. If your lineup is off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. At Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. You can choose Flex Play and get paid even if one of your picks misses, or Power Play for the biggest payout. And all Prize Picks withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today, use promo code 1010XL, and get $50 in lineups instantly when you play $5 in lineups. That's promo code 1010XL to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play $5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Did you know your roof ages from the inside out? By the time you see a leak, damage already exists beneath the shingles. Sun exposure, humidity, and seasonal storms slowly weaken roofing materials over time. If your roof is 15 years old or more, then now's the time to start planning, not reacting. At Endless Summer Roofing, we provide professional inspections and clear guidance so you can make informed decisions. Visit EndlessSummerRoofing.com to schedule a free inspection. Endless Summer Roofing, protecting your home from Florida's endless summers.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
My friends from Stanley Pools are the best. Greg Stanley and his team, Kim and Liz and all of them. 904-269-7277 if you want a new pool, if you want your pool serviced, if you want your backyard renovated with the pergolas and the pavers, all of it. Boy, they do it all. That's why they've been so successful since 1988. One more time, 904-269-7277. If you're getting a pool in Jacksonville, servicing a pool, you know the name to know. It's well known. The name to know is Stanley. James Gladstone met with the media moments ago by Zoom. His presser, Hayes, what I took out of it, a handful of things. There was never any movement on or any interest in trading Brian Thomas Jr. I've been saying that for weeks now, or a couple weeks now, that he's not on the block. You always listen, I suppose, if a number comes in, but he was not on the block. He did say, and I didn't know the answer to this, they weren't engaged in Max Crosby. I didn't know where they were on that. I didn't have any information on that. And I said yesterday I didn't, but he said they were never in play for Max Crosby. So that was obviously something that wasn't true. And he talked about Chris Rodriguez, and what you get from that is he loves to use the word superpower. Well, that's James Gladstone's synonym for what you do well. What do you do? What do you think you do well? He's clearly a reliable, consistent inside runner. I would take that. Those weren't his words. That's my interpretation of what he said today, and frankly, what I've heard about him since the deal happened yesterday. A reliable inside runner. Liam Cohen knows him well. So this wasn't just to go get a guy to put him in the room. DJ Dallas was probably that. This is a guy that's going to be in their plans.
Without a doubt. And I mean, that's what his contract would state. It was higher than what I would have anticipated because, Chris Rodriguez, to be honest, really wasn't high on, the quote free agent list. Now he's a little different in terms of he was a restricted guy, but, so it is interesting because I do think with his history with Liam, my guess is Liam was like, this is a guy I really want to have. Let's make this happen. And I think they gave him an offer that, I'd be shocked if any other club was close to what the Jaguars were willing to give him. But look, if he produces, then, it's worth it. And I do also think, the more that I absorbed it, I also think there's something to, while they like Bayshul Tootin and LaQuinn Allen, why wouldn't you want to light a little bit of a fire under those guys? We hear about sophomore slumps all the time. Obviously, Brian Thomas Jr. just went through that this year. So, it's a little bit of a, hey, you guys are entering year 2. We're not handing you anything just because we lost ETN in free agency. We're going to bring in a guy that our head coach has worked with before, thinks very highly of. And absolutely is going to bring a physical presence to the ground game. So, yeah, I think it's a good signing, and I it's probably more money than I would have thought they would have spent on it. But I also think it sends a message. You hope that this is a signing that also makes Tootin and Allen better, because it definitely I don't know that they are guys that you have to get their attention, but this is the NFL, and bringing in a guy like that, I think absolutely will get Bayshul Tootin and LaQuinn Allen's attention.
Yeah, and both Bayshul Tootin is 206 pounds is what they list him at. He's 5'9". LaQuinn Allen is probably around 200 pounds. Travis Etienne, when he was here, played around that weight, that size. This guy's 225. This is a downhill runner. It's the one piece I'm not sure they had even offensively last year was a between the tackles downhill runner. That's what Chris Rodriguez is. I kind of equate it, if he turns out to be good and helpful, I equate it a little bit to Jacoby Myers. Now, Jacoby Myers came via trade, Bayshul in the season. Chris Rodriguez is a free agent before the season. But nobody was the league wasn't going around talking about how good Jacoby Myers was. He's not like he was some hot commodity, and who was he going to trade for? This wasn't George Pickens. This was a guy that played for the Raiders and was a good player, but nobody was raving about him. Well, the Jags go get him, and we've been raving about him ever since because he's tough, he's physical, he's got great hands, he plays the way a tough physical team wants him to play. I wonder if Chris Rodriguez is that. I wonder if they hope he is a running back version of Jacoby Myers, a guy that maybe they spotted more than the league has. And it wouldn't, look, their track record says they're good at that. It's not just Frank being the homer guy. The evidence suggests that they're good at that. I wouldn't be surprised if he's that.
I wouldn't either, because again, Liam Cohen knows him as well as anyone, and he just raves about him. So yeah, I think in this instance, this is a guy where the head coach really wanted him here. And I would imagine that means that he's going to have a substantial role because it's Liam Cohen, is sort of running the show, it seems like, for the majority of these decisions. And it's probably how it should be, particularly after, he led him to a 13-4 record. But even beyond that, he was the first piece hired. And so Liam Cohen came to Jacksonville with a tremendous amount of leverage because of how he got the job and how he was able to maneuver a change at GM and getting that job. And so he's always had a ton of leverage. I think this just adds to it because now he's got leverage that's earned. It's not, well, we're trying to hire a guy. We're trying to get him, convince him to take this job. Now it's, well, we know we've got one of the best coaches in the game, and certainly without doubt one of the best young coaches in the game. And if this is a guy that he loves, we're gonna be aggressive going after him, because that's what the contract told me. That it almost seems like this must have been Liam Cohen telling them, we have to get this guy no matter what. So make sure, because the money is a little high, I would imagine, for what the other clubs were offering Chris Rodriguez. But again, it doesn't matter. As long as the Jaguars are happy with it and he produces, then who cares what his contract looks like.
And the producing is the part of it, Hayes. Again, I'll go back to Jacoby Myers. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. The Jags saw something special in him. Well, they were right. Whether it's because he's really good or he really fits them or both, really fits Trevor, they were right. If this is, and by the way,
and they never worked with Myers.
Yeah, correct.
Whereas again, they have a very good idea of what Chris Rodriguez is as a player and a person.
Good point. And the detractor could say, well, wait a minute, Frank, they also guessed wrong on De'Ami Brown. We're going to guess wrong sometimes too. But this guy, from a physicality standpoint, is to me more like what Jacoby Myers is, a running back version of Jacoby Myers. Is a physical receiver. He's a physical, tough, catch it in the middle of the field, catch the ball in his hands, attack the ball. He's a little bit he doesn't have the upside we thought Justin Blackmon had, but he plays a little bit like that. He's almost an angry, physical, and I think as a receiver type player.
Yeah, I mean, he's smart, he's efficient, Jacoby Myers, and that's what Chris Rodriguez is early. You brought this up yesterday. I mean, again, his numbers,
4.5
in a small sample. But his numbers of what he's done at the NFL level, I mean, they're impressive. If you were to extrapolate that over, 350 carries, I don't think he's going to get that here unless they're injury riddled. But if you were to extrapolate that out, it'd be a heck of a player. So it's a small sample size, but they know him. I think he's got a real chance to carve out a big time role here.
Well, I have the Players Championship on a Stanley Pools Thursday. I'm looking at these people looking around. I don't know what they're looking up there. Is there a drone or something? But it's a packed house here. They're walking along the 10th tee. I don't have the groups in front of me, but somebody of note just walked by here because it's a big gallery walking down the 10th fairway here. We're right in front of the 10th fairway.
We got sunshine now.
I mean, it's bright and sunny, and it's a beautiful, beautiful. Come on out in the afternoon. It's only 4:30. They're going to play till 7:30. If you're just getting off work, come on out and watch a little golf. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. It's cooled off a little bit. Perfect weather for now till the end of the day. I mean, no wind, no clouds. Just a beautiful sunny day here at the Players. Coming out and see 2 or 3 more hours of golf. Hayes has headlines after this.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hear the big moments and game-changing plays.
That is another pick six. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
All right, folks, our private equity fund just bought another one in Jacksonville.
Love it. Let's make sure the website says locally trusted.
Should we change the number to a Florida area code?
Nah, just pretend we're local.
Meanwhile, Hull & Sons Plumbing didn't need a rebrand to stay local. We're family-owned, veteran-operated, and proud to call Jacksonville home. So if you want a plumber who actually lives in your neighborhood, not in a boardroom, call Hull & Sons Plumbing. Hull & Sons Plumbing. Locally owned, nationally unbothered.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward, Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists congratulate the 1010XL Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Jaden Mincy, senior cheerleader, weightlifter, and track and field athlete at First Coast High School. She's the president of the National Honor Society and has been accepted to attend FSU.
Hi, it's Tara Lagaman. Jeff and I love local Fair Jacks for fresh eggs, quality meat, produce. It's all from local farmers. There's no scary recalls, just food you can feel good about feeding your family. Learn more at localfairjacks.com.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! The price of gold is soaring, and the price of silver is near record highs. If you've got gold or silver just laying around, Estates Roadshow wants it. Broken chains, old rings, coins, watches, diamonds, vintage jewelry. If it's valuable, they're buying it. No appointment needed. Just walk in, get a free appraisal, and walk out with cash. They're also buying pre-1964 silver coins, flatware, sterling silverware stamped 925. They're buying coin collections, gold, silver, foreign, and domestic. Plus, they've been in business over 35 years with thousands of prior happy customers. Licensed, bonded, state-certified scales, highest tech equipment, employees with GIA certifications. Begin gathering your valuables because the Estates Roadshow is coming back to the First Coast, March 16th through March 20th. St. Augustine at World Golf Renaissance and Palm Coast at the Holiday Inn Express. For more information, call Marshall at 609-781-6559 or go to estatesroadshow.com and follow Estates Roadshow on Facebook to see all upcoming events.
The Jacksonville Icemen are in town for 3 games this weekend, starting Friday for Teacher Appreciation, presented by Community First Credit Union. Then Saturday, it's Wizards Night. Wear your house colors and watch the Icemen do battle in special Wizard-themed jerseys. Then Sunday at 3, it's Publix Family Fun Day. Take a shot on goal on the ice after the game. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee. Can you imagine owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Imagine enjoying fresh produce from the garden, fruit from the orchard, meats from the smokehouse. Every meal is a true farm-to-table experience all year long. Belong to a place where your family can choose nature over screens, spending their days feeding animals, picking berries, and fishing in the farm's pond. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Get your Irish up. The first St. Patrick's Parade was right here in St. Augustine in the year 1601. Join the fun Saturday, March the 14th at 10 a.m. Be sure and wear your green proudly. More at CelticParade.com. Sponsored by Central County TDC.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, welcome back to the Frangie Show. We're having a great time out here at the Players Championship. You can come find us. We're on Trucks at 10, right outside it, right by the 10th fairway. And it is gorgeous out here. We've got sunny skies. People are having a good time. So looks like we have survived the little bit of rain we had earlier today. And it should be some outstanding golf now for the next few hours. Certainly appreciate our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars, though. The general manager, James Gladstone, met with reporters within the last hour. Had some interesting comments. Basically, if you're a Brian Thomas Jr. fan, you want him to stay a Jaguar, you had to like what you heard today.
Yeah, and that's what we've been hearing is that all the talk about them trading Brian Thomas Jr., there wasn't anything to it. My guess is you always listen, but they're not shopping him. They don't want him not to be in the team. He's part of the build. He's part of the foundation. And I'll tell you what I told you yesterday, Hayes. He's different. They don't have – Jacoby Myers is a really good player. Parker Washington is emerging as a terrific player. Brenton Strange is going to be one of the better tight ends in the league. They've got a good nucleus of pass catchers, but none of those guys are going to run by fast cornerbacks. Brian Thomas Jr. is ridiculously fast. He's going to run by fast cornerbacks. That's where he and how he is different. And you need that guy to go with the other guys. He's a good player. He had a great rookie year. He struggled early in last year for whatever reasons. He cleaned that up as the year went along. It wasn't a perfect season, but it was a better second half than first half. And again, he gives you traits that not everybody on that team has. You got to have a guy that runs by guys. You got to have that one guy that takes the top off the defense. I'm glad he's going to be on the football team.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to around the NFL. Max Crosby and the Las Vegas Raiders, they may be staying together. Yeah. Whether it's damage control or whether they've decided to stick it out, it appears like there isn't going to be another Max Crosby trade at least anytime soon. The Raiders are very comfortable with where they are as a club, and Max Crosby, maybe jilted by this experience with the Ravens, maybe is warmed up to the idea of playing for the Raiders. I still will be interested to see where it is a month or two from now. But at least for right now, if you're a Raiders fan, looks like you're going to keep the guy that's really been the face of your franchise the last 4 years.
Well, there's a lot of elements there, Hayes. Number one is they wanted 2 ones, which they thought they had. It's hard to get 2 first-round draft picks from any team. And so when that blew up, I don't know if there was another team willing to do that. That's part of it. The second part of it is I do think that he came back to a better team than he left. I don't think, as you said yesterday, I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl contender, but it's clearly a better team than the Raiders were before they made all these free agent moves. So I think that he's got a little more energy about the Raiders. The Raiders feel a little better about him. And by the way, there's nowhere else to go. So part of it is damage control. Look, you're going to be with us. We're going to be with you. Let's all love each other publicly. I think part of that's in play too. But I think it's I do think he's going to wind up being on the Raiders. I don't think the early reports were the Raiders have had a lot of suitors call when the thing blew up. I don't necessarily believe that.
Let's get to the Players' Championship. We had a weather delay from 12:09 to 12:30, but it is gorgeous out here now, and they should get 95% of today's action in. So good for the tournament to be able to stay on schedule for the most part. Nothing that I think fans will notice in terms of going into tomorrow. And I mean, again, they've got 3 hours. The wind just picked up a little bit, but really it looks like you could see some guys, really going right after the flag stick.
They caught a great break, Hayes, from what it looked like they were going to have. It really honestly looked like they were, even yesterday, even when we got up this morning, when I'm driving out here, you could see the dark clouds forming, and it looked like they were looking at a 2, 3, 4 hour delay, which blows up everything, which leads to a Monday finish, which leads to messy golf when you do play, and they caught a great break. Mother Nature was good to them here. They all of a sudden, they only, like you said, I was thinking 19 minutes. They were down 21 minutes. Nobody even left the golf course. There's not going to be much backup at all, and it's a beautiful day here, and we got another 2.5 hours of sunlight. So it turned out to be, it was dreary for a while today. It's not like it was this beautiful sunny day all day long. And Lee Smith said it's going to be cloudy some tomorrow. But by and large, they avoided a disaster. That much is for sure.
Absolutely. The tournament started in disappointing fashion as Colin Morikawa withdrew this morning after a back injury on his second hole of the day.
He did? He was out?
Yeah, he's was a popular pick this week.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Among the national media and among Frank Frangie. But unfortunately, Colin Morikawa came in with a ton of momentum, played well at Arnie's event last week, and obviously has a game suited for excelling on the stadium course with his iron play. But that's really unfortunate for Colin Morikawa.
Yeah.
That tweaked his back on a practice swing and had to withdraw. So unfortunately, we will not be able to see Colin Morikawa out here.
2 things. For Loser Monday, I just got to quit hanging around bad people. I've said that I'm standing my ground on that. That's what I am, and I got to just pick better friends. I've decided that already. Joking aside for a moment, what a bizarre story. What a bizarre story that he finally kind of got off the schneid a little bit. He's this great irons player. And hopefully it's nothing severe. Hopefully he caught it in time, Hayes. That, okay, you hate missing the players because it's such a significant tournament, but hopefully he caught it in time and can have a big season because he's a really good player. He's been on the cusp, you know that? And so hopefully he caught it in time. We're going to miss seeing him out here, but I still think Colin Morikawa, if the back is under, and by the way, it's not like he has this history of it, just kind of flared up. and golf can do that, but hopefully he has a good season. I'll bet he will.
Absolutely. Let's get it to world number one, Scotty Scheffler. He is done for the day, fired an even round 72. But boy, Scotty Scheffler, erratic as you will ever see him.
Yeah.
I mean, he is really struggling with the driver right now, and he's never right with the driver, but missing consistently now to the right. Again, to his credit, was able to at least salvage a decent enough score to where he'll be able to enter tomorrow feeling like with 3 great rounds he can contend for a third Players Championship. But I would imagine a fairly disappointing start for Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, I agreed. But I think part of the whole thing with Scotty is when he finishes T7, we think it's a disaster because he's been so great. My guess is, and you're right, he hasn't driven the ball straight. But I'll bet you he's hanging around on Sunday, and I'll bet you he goes off late on Sunday. How about that? I don't know that he's going off in the final group, but I'll bet you he doesn't have an 8 a.m. tee time on Sunday.
In terms of guys at the top of the leaderboard, Maverick McNeely's leading at 5 under right now, solo, but Justin Thomas at 4 under. Tony Finau at 3 under, Ludwig Oberg at 3 under, Tommy Fleetwood, Victor Hovland at 3 under. Of the guys that, have already established themselves as big-time players in the world of golf, who's got your attention right now?
Fleetwood. I think Fleetwood might be one of the best 2 or 3 players in the world right now. He had to finally win last year. But during that stretch last year, Hayes, he was in everything. He was in every Sunday leaderboard late. I love that Justin Thomas bounced back. I don't know that I'm confident he's going to keep that going. Russell Henley's been an up-and-down player. Ludwig Oberg's a very good player. He's the guy that certainly is coming on. But Fleetwood's the guy. He's at 3 under. He's 2 back of McNeely. And he shot 69 today, so obviously both their rounds are over. I'd keep an eye on Tommy Fleetwood, not just today, but I would keep an eye on Tommy Fleetwood, honestly, as the season goes on. I think he might be. Look, Scheffler's the best player in the world. Rory, a few others. Boy, I think Fleetwood. If you told me I could have 3 guys for the rest of the year, I think he'd probably be on my team.
Let's get to college football. New Gator receivers Eric Singleton and Micah May is impressing this spring, according to media that were out today. Florida conducted, I think, their final practice today before they break for spring break for a week or so. Singleton we knew about. We knew about the speed. That's certainly been impressive. But Micah Mays has really been a surprise. He's a transfer from Wake Forest, has 4 touchdown receptions in his career in 2 years. But I think he was the guy they brought in more for depth. But boy, he's caught people's attention.
Yeah, he's a guy. They've done a pretty good job of bringing in guys who didn't play as much as they might have liked. The tight end, Dupree, is one of those guys. Micah Mays is one of those guys. Singleton's not. He's been a star. And they think they found something in those guys. A real interesting dynamic for this team will be the passing game. What becomes of their passing game? Obviously, Aaron Philo, people think he's going to be a big-time passer. We'll see whether or not he is. They brought in Singleton. They've got VB3 and Dallas Wilson who are coming back to their team. They're practicing fast. They're practicing with tempo. That's sort of one of the themes there. I think one of the big storylines is how they will throw a team that has really been a miserable pass. In today's day and age, they've been a miserable passing team for a lot of years now, ever since Dan Mullen left. That'll be, and really even his last year, they weren't a very good passing team. So it'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely. And I would love to see that offense be high octane in the first
Been a long
year.
time.
It has been.
I mean, the 20 team was that.
Yeah.
But the 20 team was the only team that was that since Urban, probably.
Yeah,
It
been
really was
a significant drought for a school that should be able to recruit, certainly with its lineage, good quarterbacks and good receivers. So hopefully John Summerall has been able to solve that. Certainly hiring Buster Faulkner as OC was a great step in that direction. Let's get to college basketball. We'll start with the SEC tournament. The Gators will face Kentucky tomorrow. The Wildcats survived Missouri 78-72 earlier today. UK will be playing its 3rd game in 3 days when it faces rested UF.
I'm going to talk more about that at the top of the next hour. It's kind of how we're going to lead the segment. But I'm glad it's Kentucky. I think for a myriad of reasons, I think Florida's going to beat them again. And I think Florida's better than Kentucky. But there's a lot of reasons why Kentucky will go into that game with some confidence, too. It's going to be it's rare to have a quarterfinal game that's that exciting and that much fun and there's that much hype for, right? It's a shame it's a 1 o'clock game. It's a shame it's not a 7:30 or whatever. but I'm glad they're playing. I got more thoughts coming on that, but I'm glad Florida and Kentucky are playing each other.
Let's get to the ACC tournament. Florida State in action tonight against Duke after beating Cal 95-89 last night. The Blue Devils are a 17.5-point favorite despite being down 2 starters, but this is a big opportunity for the Noles, who have been red hot lately.
Yeah, and if playing well in this game is how you validate that run you've had. That doesn't mean you have to win it. You probably have to win it. You think they've got to win the tournament to get into the NCAA. I still feel like win tonight, win tomorrow, get to that championship game in the ACC. It's on Saturday, and they could sneak in. But you're probably right. Keep winning, but it's been a good end of the season run for the Noles for sure.
JJ, you may have to help me with an update here because last I checked in break, Miami leading Louisville 63-61.
It is now 69-64 with 3 minutes left. Yes.
Okay, so Canes up 5. So Jay Lucas, that would be a big win. Louisville just beat Miami this past weekend in the finale. So Canes looking to get some revenge and advance in the tournament.
They are quietly having a really good season. Nobody's talking about Miami. Just at some point, there's just too many teams to talk about, right? But Miami's had a very good year under Jay Lucas. What a good
they had 7 wins last year, 5 or
7.
Something. Yeah.
Right. No, he's done a great job.
Absolutely. Let's get to the big story today in college basketball. Miami of Ohio undefeated no more as UMass pulls the stunner in the Mid-American Conference tourney. The Redhawks are now 31-1. They entered the day 54th in the net rankings. Miami of Ohio has not played a quad 1 game this season and only has 2 quad 2 games that they've played. But the expectation is, despite not winning the MAC, they will still get in as an at-large. I think it'd be very controversial if a 31-1 club got left out, but obviously their net's not very good. UMass, by the way, 7-11 in the MAC this season, so a tough loss for Miami of Ohio. But I still think they will and should be in despite the low net rank.
They're in as a 10 or 11 seed, but they're in. I totally agree with you.
Let's get to the World Baseball Classic. The U.S. advances after Italy crushes Mexico. Well done, J.J. La Selva.
Shout out to Vinny Pasquantino, who had 3 home runs for America. I heard, real quick, he was interviewed after the game, and, he's American. They're all American. And he's like, listen, when we scored 4 runs, we knew we absolutely had to win because, obviously, if Mexico scored 5, the U.S. would have been kicked out. So they were playing for really both teams.
They really were. And so Hayes and Ryan O'Haller and I went and grabbed dinner last night after being out here with the players. So I wasn't following it. We were just talking about stuff. So when I got in the car, I saw that Italy led 6-0. Well, that was it. That's all I cared about. Because then the U.S. was in. At that point, it didn't matter who won.
No, that's not correct. Because if Mexico would have come back and scored more, I thought that they had to score 5 or more.
Right. They had. That's the point. Once Italy was up 6-0, either Italy was going to win and U.S. got in behind Italy, or Mexico was going to win by scoring 5 or more. See, Italy already had 6 runs.
Oh, I see. So if Mexico scored 5 or more, we would have been in.
Correct.
I see.
So once Italy got to 6, when we left the restaurant last night, right when they got to 6, I said, okay, no matter what happens now, U.S. is in. They don't care at this point who wins. What
I
they
felt
care
like Mark DeRosa just then.
Yeah, you had a big Mark DeRosa minute. So once Italy got to 4 runs,
it was a lot.
The U.S. was in. But when I looked up and it was 6-0, I said it now doesn't matter who wins the game. It mattered to Italy, to your point, but it now doesn't matter because U.S. was in.
Let's talk a little college baseball. You were telling me about this yesterday. We didn't get to the game. Florida baseball defeated Florida State in the first meeting of the season. But you said something remarkable about the pitching for Florida.
Yeah, and again, I say Florida just because they're the ones I watch. JJ, you'll appreciate this. I'm watching Florida play FSU on Tuesday night, right? And Florida beat them 6-3. But they're both one's 20th, one's 23rd. They're both good teams, not great teams. JJ, Florida had 2 relievers, Jackson Barberi and Josh, I think it's Reitner is how you pronounce it, relievers in a college baseball game, both hit 100. 2 relievers in a college baseball game, not one of the 3 weekend starters, both hit 100 miles an hour on the gun. I'm thinking, I'll bet if you watch UCLA or USC Arizona, it'd be the same thing. I'll bet if you watch LSU Texas, it's a college baseball, 2 relievers hit 100 watching that. I don't think they're juicing the guns, you know?
No, but unfortunately, it goes back to what you always say. Both those guys are probably going to have to get Tommy John at some point in the next few years.
I told Hayes last
they're
night.
sharpening the scalpels now.
The Tommy John doctors are sharpening the scalpels right now. 2 college guys, I mean, just relievers in a Tuesday night game, both hit 100. It was astounding to me. It really was.
That is remarkable. Let's get you out on our musical note of the day. This one's an easy choice. The Players is underway. We've got to play Kenny Loggins' theme from Caddyshack. This is I'm All Right. The song peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Top 100 back in 1980.
You know, I saw something the other day. This is great work, by the way. I saw something, I think Super 70 Sports tweeted it, about what a superstar Ted Knight was. Essentially what he said was, in a movie complete with comedic superstars, Chevy Chase and Bill Murray and Rodney Dangerfield, he still stole the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was a great,
fantastic.
What a great point, though.
Yeah.
But great work as always.
Thank you.
Hour 2 is up next. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
We don't take no from anyone.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
We don't take no prisoners. We don't take no for an answer.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Oh, yeah. We don't take no for an answer.
The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Leaderboard update.
I'm Max Fink with another Players update. This is brought to you by Capital Glass and Shower Doors and San Jose Collision. Rory's struggles are starting to return. He struggled off of the tee on 11, put it way left, and then went into a bunker. And now he went bunker to bunker, and he's going to have to struggle to make a bogey. But good news for him in history, Rory has the greatest score on the back nine all time at the Players Championship with a net score of 46 under par, edging out a guy by the name of Tiger Woods by 2 shots. He's got 44. So, you know, Rory's he's looking up, and 45-year-old Adam Scott, he's at 1 under right now. He's playing his 23rd consecutive Players Championship, and he was the champion 22 years ago back in 2004. So great to see some of the veterans out there still getting around the course. This is another Players Championship update brought to you by Sawgrass Asset Management.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
When you buy online, you really cannot tell because you're not looking at the stone. So it's impossible to buy a stone online that you could really see everything about it. You have to buy a diamond in person.
That's John Lupo at Beard's Diamonds, who says one big mistake is trying to buy a diamond online. Because each diamond is unique, you need to examine it for yourself.
Otherwise, you can get fooled, you can get tricked, and that's not a good thing when you're spending thousands of dollars.
At Beard's, John's son Ben says they give each customer the ability to compare multiple diamonds in their price range, not just on paper, but up close inside and outside.
Go outside in the natural daylight. That's the best test to be able to see the exact color in the stone, see the brilliance in the stone, and the fire and the scintillation, which is very, very important.
People want to know what they're spending this money on, and they also want to be protected.
That's why Beard's takes it a step farther with a money-back guarantee and a trade-up policy that guarantees you will always get what you paid when you upgrade. Buy with confidence at locally owned Beard's Diamonds in St. John's Town Center.
Get geared up for your golf weekend with Dan, Jeff, and PGA pros on Brunch with the Tour.
Expect anything different?
Tuesday morning at 8:30. Teed up by Clearwater Irrigation on Jacksonville's Golf Station. 1010XL.
This is Hayes Carlion for Harold and Harold. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell and Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell and Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Firehouse Subs is adding a new heavy hitter to the roster, the Chicken and Cheddar Rancher. Grilled chicken, melted cheddar, crispy bacon stacked high with fresh toppings, and creamy buttermilk ranch. The Chicken and Cheddar Rancher, only at Firehouse Subs.
Springtime is the perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live. From closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. Make an appointment to tour their showroom on Phillips Highway and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off free installation and 18 months special financing. Schedule your free consultation at 904-878-9393 or find them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH, Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
All right, we're glad you're with us. We sure thank our friends from Stanley Pools. They do a fantastic job. One more time, 904-269-7277. 904-269-7277. They do such a good job. Again, pools, pavers, pergolas, you name it, your whole backyard, screen enclosures. And they treat your pool. They've been out servicing our pool. We had a little problem with our cleaner, and boom, it was done immediately. They're just the best pool people in town. I'm proud to be a spokesman for my friends at Stanley Pools. We are live out here at the Players' Championship. You've heard Max giving you all the score updates. Maverick McNeely continues to lead. He's in the clubhouse with a 67 on the first day. Justin Thomas, Russell Henley, both shot 68, so they're one shot back. And then there's a number of players on the golf course right now. Taylor Moore among them, 4 under. Tony Finau, 3 under. Ludwig Oberg at 3 under. And Tommy Fleetwood, Victor Hovland. So Oberg, Fleetwood, and Hovland all shot 69 today at 3 under par. Rory just went by here, by the way. Did you see the crowd he had?
Oh, yeah, big following.
I mean, big gallery.
In fact, we had a worker tell us that basically everybody on the course is right around Rory right now.
I know a lot of the volunteers come by where we are. One of my buddies is a volunteer in the Rory group, and he was telling me how packed it was. And then a couple holes later, another volunteer walked by to say hello. And I said, he's walking with, Justin Rose. And he said, I'm with Justin Rose. Nobody's there. So obviously all the crowd is with Rory. A point or two about tomorrow. Florida's going to play Kentucky for the third time. Florida swept Kentucky, beat them all 3 times in 2014. It's the last time it happened. 1 year later, Kentucky swept Florida, beat them all 3 times in 2015. I don't know that Florida's winning tomorrow, but the bottom line is the best team usually wins those games. They say it's hard to beat someone 3 times. Well, that's changed. Now the theory is it's hard to beat someone that third time when they've beaten you the first 2 times because they're confident, they're loose, they expect to beat you. They must be better than you or they wouldn't have beat you those 2 times in both places. So I think Florida is confident against Kentucky. I really believe that. The point you've been making is it's their 3rd straight game and their key players, Oweh and Aberdeen among them, are playing high minutes, high volume minutes. So all that leads to Florida beating Kentucky. Here's the other thing. I said yesterday I'd prefer it be Kentucky because I think Missouri's better. Well, Kentucky beat Missouri, so it is going to be Kentucky. I also think this, too. Not that Florida's got an edge to them, Hayes. I think one of the best things about them, I tweeted this the other day or posted it on X, is that despite all the acclaim, they still play with that chip on their shoulder. They still play with a bit of an edge, which I think is awesome. It's fun to watch, and I love the fact that they're like that. And I believe that, too. But even if you weren't, when you see that Kentucky blue uniform, Florida's a higher seed. They'll be in the whites. Kentucky will be out there in those all blues. I think that generates a little juice, doesn't it? I mean,
and the crowd.
Yeah,
because it's going to be a road game for Florida.
I mean, it's clear last year, every time they played Auburn, Florida had a little more juice because it was Auburn. Janai Broome is the guy they recruited. Todd Golden and both Pearls, Bruce and Steven, are very close. So there was more juice because of all that. There will be great juice tomorrow, no matter how many Kentucky fans are in the arena. So I'm glad. I think Florida's going to beat Kentucky. I think Florida's going to win the tournament. But I'm glad the first one is Kentucky. I didn't like the Missouri matchup. I didn't like the fact that they'd already beaten them once. I didn't like the way Florida matches up against them. I'm glad it's going to be Kentucky at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, and to your point, Missouri still out-rebounded Kentucky in the loss today. So that would have been something that, you would have worried about because obviously Missouri handled Florida's front court well enough to get a win when they met in the SEC opener. I think for a multitude of reasons, this is huge for Florida that they're getting Kentucky. We talked obviously about the fatigue. Kentucky's not going to have any legs left with 5 minutes in that game tomorrow. They're just not. I mean, it's just we've seen how these tournaments play out, and you get to that third game in a third day, and you got to have rare conditioning as a team for it not to bother you, particularly against a team like Florida who runs like lightning.
Correct.
1 through 5. So Florida is going to push the pace, and that's going to be hard for Kentucky. The other thing, too, that I think favors Florida in this a lot from an intangible standpoint, these 2 teams just met in the finale. So Kentucky's the last team Florida has seen. So their scouting report will be incredibly fresh. I mean, they literally have not worked on another team other than Kentucky. So it'll almost just be a refresher for Todd Golden on keys and things they want to emphasize. For Kentucky, you've had to go through LSU, you've had to go through Missouri, and now you're getting 1 day of prep on Florida. So not to say Kentucky doesn't know what Florida can do. They've played them twice. But I do think it's a massive advantage from a communication standpoint for Florida because you're basically going from one plan to the exact same plan, whereas Mark Pope hasn't had that luxury. So Florida's an 11.5-point favorite. I think they absolutely rout Kentucky tomorrow. I think Florida wins by 17.
And Kentucky is the team now, the one team that's played Florida to some single-digit losses. Florida's been rolling everybody else. Kentucky's confidence will come from the fact that they're the one team that during that whole stretch, even though Florida swept them, both were single-digit losses, not double-digit losses. But I agree with you. I think Florida will win the game. You made a really good point about them, and I've been making this point too. I certainly made it on X and on the radio show. So much is made of Florida's size, length, the best front court in America. I've heard every commentator say that, and it's right. They've got the best small forward in America, perhaps, in Houck. They've got certainly the best defensive center, and the guy whose offensive game is coming around, Ruben Chinyelu. They got an NBA player and a 6'11", Alex Condon. Micah Handlogden's about as good a backup center as you'll ever have. It's a great front court. They shot the ball poorly before. They're shooting a little better now. Both of those have been well pointed out. The thing that nobody points out is how fast they are. Those two go, and your point is the way the bigs run, and you're
Correct.
exactly right. The bigs really do run. That's the point you're making. But I'm also going to tell you, those guards really run. They're like 2 wide receivers. Yes, Xavier Lee and Boogie Flan have been erratic shooters from the perimeter. We all know that. But as far as 2 guards from a speed standpoint, they get up and down the floor as fast as any 2 guards you'll ever see. I mean, you talk about guys getting up and down the floor. Those cats, they get up and down the floor now. So for me, I think They're a team that there's not much they don't do. I think that's probably what stands out more than anything else. There's really not much those guys don't do. So my guess is maybe I'm wrong, but I think Florida is going to run through this tournament. They may not, but it sure feels that way to me.
Yeah, and again, if Florida beats Kentucky, I saw Auburn. I don't know what the JJ maybe can help us on an update there.
They were winning.
But yeah, Auburn was up on Tennessee, who is, Tennessee is the team that Florida would see.
Tennessee is actually up 5 now with 5 minutes left.
Okay, interesting. So Tennessee will probably pull ahead, but and finish out Auburn. But I think it's going to set up pretty well for Florida, even if it is. I mean, really, you could make a case you might rather see Tennessee than Auburn.
I agree with
again's
that.
the last team that beat.
They're both.
That beat
They're about the same, though.
They're about the same, but I think Florida has just been killing Tennessee lately.
Right.
So it does look like. I mean, obviously, Arkansas is a threat. If it's Arkansas in the finale, that should be. I know Florida killed them in Gainesville. Arkansas is legit. Trust me. That would be a tough matchup for Florida.
They're the second best team. Arkansas and Alabama are the second and third, in whatever order, the second and third best team in the league.
Correct. And then I'd say there's a pretty significant gap. And, and again, I don't think the way Nate Oates plays, the way Alabama plays, I don't think they have any chance of stopping Florida. Because, I mean, we've seen that now for 5-6 games in the series. I mean, Florida is literally averaging 102 points the last 5-6 games when they see Alabama. So, yeah, unless it's a Darius Acuff, if he does something like, remember the year where Ole Miss beat Florida in the SEC championship game with Marshall Henderson, just having one of the greatest performances we've ever seen.
Made everything.
Like, that's what it's going to take, I think. I think it's Darius Acuff Jr., and they've got some other talented guys too, but unless Darius Acuff Jr. just single-handedly pretty much beats Florida on Sunday, I would agree that Florida should be cutting down the nets for the second straight year in Nashville.
We'll take a break. I want to talk a little hardball after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
It's Jacksonville's Super Bowl of golf. If you can't make it to the Players, let 1010XL bring the players to you with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard updates. Teed up by
Purple Heart Pools,
Universal Roof and Contracting,
and Kuhn Flowers.
The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard update.
Again, with your Players Championship update brought to you by Roundtree Sod and Pour Tap Room. This morning, Max Homa did it on his first hole of the day, holing out for eagle on number 10. And just moments ago, Sahith Theegala holes out from 99 yards on hole number 12 for the second hole out eagle of the day. And we got some loud roars with a great Thursday crowd out there at the stadium course at the Players Championship. Theegala now, he's just one back off the lead of Maverick McNeely, tied up with Justin Thomas, Russell Henley, Lee Hodges, and Taylor Moore. So it's going to be a good battle tomorrow. Theegala will be out there in the morning. Rory still struggling. He bogeyed 11. He's now at 2 over, tied for 68. And an update on the water balls at 17. There's now 16 that have been placed into the water today, beating out last year's Thursday total of 11. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. This has been another Players Championship update brought to you by Campione Law.
Looking for adventure? Need a machine that works as hard as you do? CF Moto has you covered. At Ride Now Beach Boulevard, we've got CF Moto ATVs and UTVs built for any task, any trail, anytime. Tear up the dirt with the trail-tested C-Force ATV lineup or conquer through terrain with a Z-Force UTV. Find your CF Moto ride today at Ride Now Beach Boulevard or visit ridenowbeachboulevard.com. ATVs and UTVs are for riders 16 and older. They can be hazardous to operate. CF Moto recommends an improved safety training course.
All right, Jack, so let's talk about it. Spring cleaning feels great until your drains remind you what they've been holding on to all winter. If your sink's burping, your shower's backing up, or your toilet's hesitating like it's reading a blitz, it's time to call in the pros. Call Duck Duck Rooter. During their spring drain cleaning promotion, get your drains cleaned plus a free camera inspection for just $129. Must have outside clean out, honest pricing, proven experience, no fourth quarter surprises. When you're stuck, call the Duck. That's 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
It's not girl talk, it's sports talk.
Let's talk football.
Tom McManus adds his helmet to the heels with Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl. Afternoons 2 to 4. Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Ahead, we build platforms for digital business. We help create your platform for digital business by weaving together advances in cloud infrastructure, intelligent operations, and modern applications. Digital business is comprised of 5 pillars. We call them imperatives because they're a must-have, not a nice-to-have. We enterprise cloud, integrated security, scaled DevOps, intelligent operations, and relentless automation. Need help with digital transformation? Ahead. Learn, grow, achieve.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
We've all been there. You hear about an incredible event Monday morning, but it happens Sunday. Stop missing out. Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida, and we have the solution. From under-the-radar sporting events to the perfect family outing or date night, Visit Jacksonville is your all-access pass to the city. Plan your 2026 season at visitjacksonville.com/locals. visitjacksonville.com/locals. Or download the Visit Jacks app for the full lineup. See what you've been missing.
Looking for golf that doesn't feel like golf? Welcome to Pine Royale, Callahan's new golf entertainment destination. Play a 9-hole par 3 course, compete in TrackMan-powered driving bays, and get ready for all-new 18-hole mini golf coming soon. As the sun goes down, the course lights up. Add in great food, a full bar, and space to hang with the whole crew, and suddenly golf feels a whole lot more social. Search Pine Royale Callahan and come play today.
Attention men and women, if you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We thank our friends from Stanley Pools, the best in the business, my friends. It's Stanley Pools, 904-269-7277. Building a pool in your backyard, screen enclosures. Maybe you want to take the screen off it. I did that. We had one and we don't have one anymore. Building the decks, building the pergolas and the walls and the pavers. Man, they do it all. They are the best in the pool business, and they can service it as well. 904-269-7277. So the U.S. dodges a bullet in the World Baseball Classic. Once Italy won, or once Italy got to 4 runs, U.S. was going to be in. So here's how it plays out. No games today. Tomorrow, semifinals, Korea plays the Dominican Republic.
Quarterfinal.
The quarterfinals, my bad. Korea plays the Dominican Republic in Miami. That's a 6:30 game. The U.S. plays Canada at 8 o'clock. That's in Houston. And those 2 winners play in the semifinals Sunday night at 8 in Miami, by the way. So I got to believe it's going to be the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's Dominican a road Republic game, by the way, for us.
Yeah, no question. But it's got to be U.S. Dominican Republic, doesn't it? I mean, U.S. isn't losing to Canada, are they, JJ?
I don't know anything about Canada. I would be shocked, especially after what just happened and they arrested their players and all. Just them knowing that they were in a hotel, potentially getting kicked out of the tournament last night, you have to think that they're going to be like super fired up for this game.
So they beat Canada. So it's the U.S. versus the Dominican Republic. Hey, that's Sunday night at 8. That's a game everybody will watch. Wouldn't you think? At least a peek at that, right?
Oh, sure.
I mean, that's the two teams you know all the
competing against,
and you know all the players.
Yeah, and
I mean,
the Players Championship will have wrapped up.
Correct.
I would think it's going to have a big audience.
So, assuming the U.S. beats Canada and Korea and Dominican Republic beats Korea tomorrow, that game's Sunday at 8. Then in the other side pool, Puerto Rico plays Italy. We call it Team La Selva around here.
Yep.
They play them at 3. Venezuela, who's really good, by the way, plays Japan at 9.
That's a great game.
Isn't that a great? That's at 9 o'clock Saturday night. It's a really good game. And then those two winners play Monday at 8. And then the championship's Tuesday at 8. It's a cool little tournament. I mean, it really is. I know it doesn't garner the attention the Olympics and some of the other, or the World Cup or some of the other international competitions do. But I can't help but thinking people are paying a little bit of attention to this at least.
I really enjoyed what I watched the other night, watching Skeens and Judge and Witt and Roman Anthony.
Yeah.
I didn't see that was the only game that I've watched,
Right.
but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I definitely will be intrigued to see how they fare moving forward. So I think it comes at a good time of the year as well. So yeah, I mean, in terms of college basketball, there's nothing Sunday night.
Right.
The conference tournaments all will wrap up by 4:00, and then we're going to get the bracket. So there'll be a lot of college basketball talk that night because we'll all be dissecting the bracket. But in terms of live sports to watch, you got to think that's going to carry the day.
I'll tell you one thing that bothers me real fast about the game potentially against the Dominican. Fox, stop trying to make FS1 a thing, bro. Put it on Fox. Like, they're having the USA-Canada game on Fox. They're having the Venezuela-Japan game on Fox. But U.S. against the DR in the semis is on FS1. No one watches that.
I did not realize that, but that's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a joke of a decision. If that game's on FS1 when all the other ones, that's a joke. That is a joke. And and by the way, 9 o'clock on Saturday night, you made a good point, JJ. Again, there's basketball and other things, but 9 o'clock on Saturday night, Venezuela plays Japan. We don't know the players as well. You know the Venezuelan players. Japan, you know 2 or 3 of them, Shohei and a couple others. But that's an awfully good. But anyway, it's gonna be fun. And here's the good thing: by Tuesday, it's over. I love this thing, but I don't need it. I didn't need a month of it. I needed about 10 days of it, which is what we got. So I think that's what makes it perfect. Is after a while, okay, I want my guys back on my team. Okay, I want my.
Will Skeens pitch again in this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would hope so. I think he is because Scuba's done.
Yeah,
correct.
Scuba went. Well, if you beat Canada without him,
you got to have him pitch against the DR, right?
Wouldn't you think that? I mean,
and
if you're trying to win,
what cinema that would be?
Yeah,
I mean, U.S.
That gets me excited.
Yeah, Sunday night at 8, Paul Skeens versus the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
That's too good to be true, almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it would. It'd be an awful lot of fun to watch, and I hope we get to watch it. So, we do have a few comments from James Glass, and we'll play. We told you what he said. When we come back from the break, you're going to hear just a little bit of what the GM said today. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
There's a magic in live radio that crackles with life and energy.
Let's go home!
Your home for live play-by-play is 1010XL. The Players Championship. Here's a 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist leaderboard update.
Back again with another Players Championship update. This one brought to you by Purple Heart Pools and Duck Duck Rooter. Nobody's been able to catch Maverick McNeely so far, at least for more than a hole or two. He's in the clubhouse at 5 under par. He had a great round shooting 67 today. Just behind him, Justin Thomas, Russell Henley, Lee Hodges, Sahith Theegala are all 4 under par, followed by Finau, Ludwig Oberg, Fleetwood, Hovland, and more at 3 under par. So there's not really been any sort of major leads, so everything seems to be gettable tomorrow. Friday morning, we might have some wins, but should be, all in all, a beautiful day out on the course. Some gettable scores. So we'll see. Obviously, these afternoon groups go out early on tomorrow, and should be another great day of golf tomorrow. We got one more update for you in about 20 minutes. This has been another one presented by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glad. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Pick it here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking mumbo-jumbo. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from high heels to wagon wheels. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity on your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Prosser here. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto in a matter of days. They had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact, didn't even need an appraisal, and with all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You can do it too. LoanPronto.com. The Rapid Equity Loan Program can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it. Consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine. Pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier. Get your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto today, 904-999-1500. That's 904-999-1500. Or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The First Coast Games is an annual team-building challenge to introduce fun activities into the workplace and focus on your employees' health and wellness goals. These goals include some friendly competition, of course, including pickleball, cornhole, volleyball, flag football, and other team sports. The games will begin in March. Register your company and teams at fcymca.org.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pick it here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools has been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
For the greenest, luscious lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, our golden moment today, as always, our friend Lee Smith came by and talked about the Players' Championship. Boy, the weather held up. It's gorgeous now. They had just about a 20-minute delay, and the players were right back on the golf course. And it was a wonderful first day, and Lee talked about the conditions and all the things going on. Busy day for him, but he does a great job, and he's a busy dude, and we're glad he's the best golf analyst around and the executive director of the Players. Comes by every day, and he'll be by again tomorrow on our final day out here. That is the golden moment. Apart from the golf today and the basketball that's ongoing, Jaguar General Manager James Gladstone met with the media. We told you a little bit about some of the things he said earlier, but let's let you hear from the GM. He answered a number of questions, including, did he get any trade offers for Brian Thomas Jr.?
No, we haven't, and there hasn't been a ton of dialogue around that front as teams check in, simply because it seems like there's I know the word reputable came up earlier. I don't think there's been any reputable statement. We don't have any real action on any of those fronts. And, as I think you think back to where we landed at the end of the season, where our passing attack was, we have no interest in disrupting the momentum. We look forward to continuing to build off of where we left things, and know that Brian Thomas is a big piece to that puzzle, and we don't want to make sure that gets disrupted at any time.
And he was very clear about that. Brian Thomas Jr. is not on the block, as we've been trying to tell you around here for a while. Also, there was a lot of rumors that the Jags were involved in the Max Crosby conversation. James Gladstone was asked, was he involved with Max Crosby?
That wasn't necessarily something that we were actively engaged in. We're always communicating with other clubs on, the landscape of their thoughts. And I can tell you in particular, we never got down to a real dialogue exploring that.
And finally, they did one deal from someone outside. They brought in Chris Rodriguez, a 225-pound physical running back, used to play at Kentucky, got him from the Commanders, where he had averaged 4.6 yards per carry for his career. The GM was asked to talk about his newest running back.
Chris Rodriguez is, in fact, somebody that if you watch the tape, you understand very quickly exactly who he is as a football player, the superpowers that he taps into consistently. And, if you draw back to his time at Kentucky, it's remained a constant. He's very physical at the point of attack. He has a really good pace in his approach to the line of scrimmage and finding the lanes. Obviously, an intimate understanding of the system and how Liam likes to call things. So there's a lot of strong matches just generally from how, those two in tandem can really work together. And then also our interest in continue to find ways to level up our capacity in the run game to, make it a really balanced attack, being able to attack the perimeter and also the inside.
And so the big answers that stood out, Hayes, Brian Thomas Jr. not on the block, never was. They want him on the team. They were never engaged with Max Crosby, and Chris Rodriguez is going to help them as a physical running back. Those were the main things that he talked about today.
Yeah, and it was really interesting hearing the comments about Chris Rodriguez. It's exciting to, see what he can do in this offense. I mean, obviously he was sensational with Liam at Kentucky. And again, the small numbers, the small chances that Chris Rodriguez has had in the NFL level, the production has been good. So, this could be a hidden gem in terms of a player that can come in. I still, hope that Tootin is allowed the chance to sort of, command the starting role and the majority of the touches. But to get a player like Chris Rodriguez, if he does settle into that, 8 to 10, touch role a game, and I would think with Chris it'll be more carries than anything else. That could be a big lift to the offense. I mean, we know not so much with Liam in this group, but we know the struggles the Jaguars have had throughout the years in short yardage running situations. To some years they've just abandoned it. Some years they've used the same running back in Toby Gerhard 4 times on a series without getting in.
Did they do that?
Yeah, so
I mean,
we've seen a variation of struggles there. So yeah, Chris Rodriguez looks like he can absolutely help them in that area.
Yeah, one of the things we don't have sound from, but he did talk about. I meant to get to this earlier. He was asked about replacing Devin Lloyd. Talked about how important Devin was to their team. And he said what I've been explaining to people, I think. Ventrell Miller and Branson Combs are the 2 will linebackers on the team. Jack Kaiser is being trained as a backup to Foye Oluokun as a middle linebacker and possibly an heir apparent. But Jack has not worked at the will spot. Ventrell, at least to now, so far, Ventrell Miller and Branson Combs have worked at that spot. So that's an area. We said it about running back. We all said they're going to bring a veteran into the room. I'm relatively sure at some point they're bringing a veteran linebacker into that room as well. So I'd be surprised if they don't. Wouldn't you? I mean, at this point, I'm surprised if they don't bring a veteran into that room.
That's what I would think. And again, if not, then you can count on a draft pick probably Friday. Whether it's I doubt it's the 2nd round pick, but certainly one of those 3 third rounders. That could be a Devin Lloyd replacement.
I never get into draft this early. But I did see where Caleb Banks broke his foot at the combine.
Ooh, that's tough.
Could that knock him down to 56?
It could.
Could he get to?
I think it absolutely could. And if he gets to 56, I mean, he's exactly. Now,
Exactly
again,
what
you
they
would
want.
worry about the health because he barely
Yeah.
played his final year
Yeah.
at Florida, and now he got injured at the combine.
Right.
So, you would certainly worry about his durability.
Yep.
But from a skill set, he's what they need. Caleb Banks is more of a get up the field, rush the passer defensive tackle than he is a Devon Hamilton, shut down your run game defensive
He's
tackle.
three technique, not a nose guard.
Yeah, so I think if Caleb Banks is there at 56, and even though really, I mean, again, it's bad news for Caleb, but in terms of the Jaguars in general, well, now I thought he was going to go somewhere probably like around 19 to 24.
That was the talk.
Now with this injury, if he does, let's say, get to 38 to 42,
Do you go get him?
well, now you can go get him.
Yeah, and
If now it would not be very hard to go get him.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they like him and if he's a
Yes.
guy. Look, he's 6'6", 350. He doesn't look he looks like a guy that's 305.
Yes.
That's how he looks.
He carries it well.
He's 350 pounds, so we'll see. All right, let's take a break. We're live at Ponte Vedra. We're live at the Players' Championship. We'll come back, say hello to Rick Ballou, and wrap it up right after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harold and Harold studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
World Baseball Classic, the United States did advance to the quarterfinals after Italy beat Mexico. The U.S. 3-1 in pool play, and they'll face Canada Friday in Houston in the single elimination portion of the tournament. The United States minus 900, Canada plus 550. Logan Webb getting the start for Team USA. Canada will be led by Michael Soroka. The United States plus 130 to win the World Baseball Classic. Dominican Republic plus 260, Japan plus 360, and Venezuela plus 800. In Japan, Shohei Ohtani, the betting favorite to win the MVP at plus 500. Aaron Judge of the United States plus 650.
Progressive helping veterans drive their lives forward. More info, keysofprogress.com.
I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
All right, Jacksonville, spring has officially arrived when the pollen's flying, the grass is growing, and your septic system starts thinking about getting your attention. Trust me, a simple pump out now can save you from a disaster that'll have the whole neighborhood holding their noses. That's why you call Duck Duck Rooter the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida. Real pros, not somebody guessing with a shovel. Right now, schedule your spring septic clean and get $50 off septic tank pumping. When you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world number one Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Frank Frangie here. If you're expecting a tax return this year, here's a smart way to use it. Invest in new tires from Big Chief Tire. It's one of the best things you can do for your car and your safety. I've been going to Big Chief for years because they do it right every time. Put that refund to good use and hit the road with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today and let Big Chief take care of you. That's Big Chief Tire.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, proud partner and orthopedic specialist of Jacksonville. We're honored that the Jacksonville Icemen rely on our team for their sports medicine and orthopedic care. We built this practice with one mission, to raise the bar for orthopedic care right here in our hometown. Faster access, smarter treatment plans, and better results. Whether you're recovering from a sports injury or managing joint pain, we're here to help you get back in the game, stronger and pain-free. Visit osjax.com to learn more. That's osjax.com.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Find the Celt in you. March 14 and 15 at the St. Augustine Celtic Music and Heritage Festival with Celtic bands, Highland Games, St. Patrick's Parade and more. CelticStAugustine.com. Sponsored by St. John's County TDC.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We thank our friends from Stanley Pools. One more time, 904-269-7277 for the best pool builders in all of Jacksonville, and they service them as well. We're wrapping up our show, our Thursday show, round one at the Players. If you've been listening, you know by now that Maverick McNeely is the talk. He shot 67, 5 under 67, so he's in the clubhouse and he leads the pack. Two guys that shot 68 for the day, Justin Thomas, and boy was he relieved, and Russell Henley. I followed Russell around a little bit. He's a pretty good player. So those two guys both shot 68 today. Lee Hodges, Taylor Moore among those on the golf course at -4. Tony Finau, Ludwig Oberg, Tommy Fleetwood, and Victor Hovland all shot 3 under 69. So a lot of players, Hayes, playing very well on the golf course today.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a good mix there in terms of Ryder Cup with JT, with obviously Henley, and then obviously on the Euro side, Ludwig, Fleetwood, Hovland. Hovland's one to watch because, again, he's one of these guys that, like, he doesn't even have to have his A game to win one of these things. I mean, it's just with him, he's so inconsistent.
Right.
But if Hovland has his game for 4 days, he will absolutely be a threat on the back nine Sunday. And I'll say, like, again, if you're Scotty Scheffler, you're a little disappointed. I think that you're even. You're like T36 right now, but you're still in it. It's always interesting to see the guys on Thursday that really are digging a hole that's probably going to be too great to climb out of. And one of those guys right now at the top of that list would have to be Rory McIlroy. Yeah. Obviously, we know he didn't get a lot of prep coming into this event, but I've got him at 2 over right now through 13.
Yeah, that's right.
So Rory McIlroy has some work to do over the rest of this round and certainly tomorrow if he wants to make it to the weekend. But, you know, certainly understand him coming in with the sore back, and at least he's been able to, you know, gut it out so far. Yeah. But you know, we'll see if McIlroy can get it turned around.
And the other news of the day, James Gladstone spoke to the media. You heard those comments. Chris Rodriguez, the newest Jaguar. I don't sense I do still believe they will bring in another later signed free agent or two. But obviously there wasn't going to be a big splash this year in free agency. Let's now say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Rick, what stood out to you about James Gladstone's comments this afternoon?
First of all, I absolutely love listening to him speak. He's simply magnificent. He's transparent, but just the way he words things, talking about the fraudulent rumors involved with Brian Thomas Jr., I think he set that permanently now that, hey, listen, if someone calls and says, we'll offer you 2 first-round picks, then obviously you got to listen, you got to make a move, but not actively shopping him. So, I did enjoy that. Said he never really had any major conversations and or dialogue when it came to Max Crosby. They did have conversations with those who represent Travis Etienne. They knew he's going to get paid a lot of money, and they were checking back constantly, but he was happy that he got a big-time offer. And, just overall, the way I look at it, if you look at 12 on offense, 12 on defense, and I think we talked about this yesterday, they only lose 3 out of their top 24. And I feel like those 3 are already replaceable with what they have on the roster, and you still have the draft that is ahead of them. So I thought it was a really good day. The way that he described Rodriguez was absolutely outstanding. And I also asked him about just how different is it? Because remember, last year at this time, he was thrown right into it. He was a late hire a month after Cohen. It was still Trent Baalke's scouting staff and pro personnel staff and everything that he had to do there with those folks. Now this year, a complete year under his feet to line things up the way he wants. So I thought it was a good day, a good session with James Gladstone.
What's coming up tonight, Rick, on the program?
Well, we're going to talk about Maverick McNeely, a guy who didn't make the cut a year ago. And you know what, Frank and Hayes, you got to feel bad for Maverick McNeely. He's from the other side of the tracks. He had to go to Stanford. His dad is the former co-founder of Sun Microsystems. He sold out for $7.4 billion. So Maverick McNeely has been on the receiving end of that, and he's just the guy that I'm rooting for, and I think everyone out there listening should root for as well.
Blue collar guy, Rick Ballou. All right, Rick, thanks.
From
buddy.
the mean streets
of Stanford, of Palo Alto. Thank you, Rick. We appreciate it, buddy. Rick Ballou goes into the night right now. That'll do it for our program. Tomorrow we'll be right back here, same bat time, same bat channel, and same location. All of our shows tomorrow will be live. We think the weather is past. All of our shows live from just outside the Trucks on 10, so come by and say hello. Rick Ballou is next. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.